Something is happening in the animation community right now. Quietly and then all at once, animators are abandoning one of the most popular creative apps ever made. Jack's World Inc., a YouTube animator with over 12,000 subscribers, published a video called I Quit FlipaClip for this animation app. Epicness at peak put out FlipaClip sucks now. Turbo Animates made FlipaClip fell off. 38,000 views in a month from a channel with 2,000 subscribers. And there are dozens more just like them. The titles will say the same thing, just in a slightly different way. FlipaClip is done. And these are the app's biggest fans. Jack's World Inc. put it like this.
FlipaClip is my darling, my angel, my baby. All the other animation apps are terrible. Nothing could ever be wrong with FlipaClip. Until something was wrong with it.
Turbo Animates, who started their channel on FlipaClip, was even more blunt.
FlipaClip at first was an animation app. Then it slowly turned into one big mobile ad.
People are leaving, and they're telling everyone why on their way out the door. So how did we get here? How did an app that was once beloved by millions of young animators, the one Google Play's Best for Chromebooks award as recently as 2023, how did it manage to turn its entire community against it? How did it go from promising users that premium was a one-time payment and is yours forever in 2021 to being, in their own words, available as a subscription instead of a lifetime purchase just 2 years later? And how did it get even worse by 2026? Well, that's what we're here to find out. Most of you watching this now aren't subscribed. So if you want me and my cat Leroy to be able to keep investigating things like the downfall of FlipaClip, then please click the button. It's free and it helps me out immensely. Thank you. For those of you who've never heard of it, and as a Brit whose animation skills peak at drawing a stick man falling down some stairs, I was in that camp until recently, FlipaClip is a frame-by-frame animation app for phones and tablets. Think of it as a digital flipbook. You draw one frame, then the next, and the app plays them back as an animation. It's literally as simple as that. It was created by 3 Argentinian-born brothers, Jonathan, Marcos, and Tim Mason, working out of Miami under their company Visual Blasters LLC. They launched it on Android in 2012, and it took off. By 2022, it had been downloaded over 60 million times, had 6 million monthly active users, and had become the default entry point for young people wanting to learn 2D animation. Apple nominated it for the App Trend of the Year in 2019, and crucially, 70% of its users were under 18. This was an app for kids on iPads, teenagers making YouTube animations in their bedroom, young people discovering for the first time that they could bring their drawings to life. For a generation of animators, FlipaClip was where it all started. And here's the bit that makes all of this so freaking frustrating. FlipaClip, at its core, is genuinely brilliant. The simplicity of the flipbook format, the way it puts animation into the hands of anyone with a phone and a finger. People have created incredible things with this app. Proper short films, music videos, entire YouTube series, all made by kids and teenagers on their tablets. The potential is enormous, and it always has been. The tragedy of FlipaClip is that the people who own it don't seem to respect what they've got. They built something that genuinely inspired a generation of young animators, and then they squeezed it until the joy leaked out. Because it wasn't always like this. Rewind to before 2023, and FlipaClip was actually pretty decent. And the business model was simple and fair. The app was free to download with ads. If you wanted to remove the ads, get extra layers, import your own audio, and ditch the watermark, you paid a one-off fee of about $6 to $8. And that was it. Pay once, keep everything forever. For a kid saving up pocket money or a parent buying an educational app, it was a no-brainer. And then, in 2023, Visual Blasters looked at that model and decided it wasn't making them enough money. They killed the one-off purchase and replaced it with a recurring subscription called FlipaClip Plus. The one-off purchases were pulled from the store. If you wanted premium features going forward, you'd be paying $5.99 a week, $29.99 a month, or $39.99 a year. Every year, forever. Under the old model, a heavy user paid $6 once and kept everything. Under the new model, that same person pays $30 to $40 per year. Over 3 years, a Plus subscriber pays somewhere between 15 and 30 times more than someone who bought that one-off unlock before 2023. That's the actual arithmetic of it got worse. The community response was immediate and furious. And how did FlipaClip respond? With one of the most tone-deaf developer replies in App Store history. Dated 4th of February 2023, and I quote, "Our app is now available as a subscription instead of a lifetime purchase. It's like getting a fresh haircut every month, except for your phone. Yes, phones do need haircuts." And yet, just 2 years before posting this, the same developers had promised users that Premium was a one-time payment and is yours forever. What could have possibly changed? Money. Shozzy, a YouTube animator with over 120,000 subscribers, captured the frustration perfectly.
Instead of it being a one-time purchase like it used to be, it's now a subscription. You can't make this up. Why would FlipaClip ever get rid of those one-time purchase option deal things that they had before? Oh, I know, because money. Yeah.
But the pricing was only half the story. The other half was what happened to people who'd already paid. FlipaClip publicly promised that legacy Premium owners, people who bought the one-off purchase before 2023, would keep their features. No loss of Premium purchases, they said. Shozzy, who bought the one-time Premium, says even that promise didn't add up.
And I swear I had purchased the get rid of ads one. I swear to you I did. But it's like they silently ran my pockets and stole it from me while I was sleeping or something, because I'm still getting hit with helly ads.
And even for those legacy users whose features did stay intact, FlipaClip made one thing explicitly clear. No new features would ever be added to the old Premium tier. You can keep what you bought in 2012, but your app will remain frozen in time. So you either subscribe to Plus, or you watch FlipaClip slowly fossilize around you. In the words of this YouTube comment, paid for Premium in 2021. It's so sad what FlipaClip has turned into instead of improving. It's also quite embarrassing that they feel like they deserve the monthly payments considering the quality of the app. Now, if you're thinking, fine, I'll just use the free version and deal with the ads. Oh, you sweet summer child. Turbo Animates even choked about it.
But the ads are terrible. You draw a line, ad, undo, ad, play your video, ad, close the app and reopen it, ad, exist, ad.
This YouTube commenter described the reality. I have to watch the same video on loop 3 to 4 times before I get the option to skip it, only to be interrupted by the same damn looped ad a minute later because I had the audacity to use the add photo function. The audacity to use a feature in the app you downloaded for creating things. Dude, it's crazy. And here's where things get properly cynical. The one escape route free users had, the watch your rewarded ads to unlock this feature button, is now frequently broken. A 4-year FlipaClip veteran wrote on Trustpilot in April 2025. Every single time when I go to import music, add music, it won't work. I don't have Premium to add music, so instead I take the add option. But no matter what, it will not work. I've refreshed the app multiple times and waiting for an ad to come up so I can get my audio, but nothing happens. Multiple users report that reinstalling the app after an update strips the rewarded ad option entirely. What's marketed as a free with ads app is really a hard paywall in a trench coat. And what exactly is behind that paywall? Well, the list has grown steadily since 2023. The free tier is capped at 3 layers. If you've ever animated anything, you know that 3 layers is essentially nothing. A background, a sketch layer, and a color layer, and you're done. FlipaClip Plus, on the other hand, gives you 10. Audio import, adding your own music or voiceover, now requires Plus. The blur and smudge tools are Plus. Custom canvas sizes above the default are Plus. PNG sequence export with transparency is Plus. Backing up your project files is Plus. And multiple brushes that used to be free or available as separate one-off purchases have migrated behind the subscription wall. A Trustpilot reviewer from November 2024 put it bluntly, FlipaClip rolled out a new update that made people pay for the once free brushes, and also, it sucks. Amen to that, brother. Anilo, a small animation channel, nailed the absurdity.
FlipaClip then decided that all the features that originally were just a one-time purchase of $8 were now $7 a month. For what? More than 3 layers? Some extra brushes? Exporting a video longer than 6 seconds? I love when my animation apps treats features like DLC.
Imagine buying Photoshop and then imagining that the eraser tool is a monthly add-on. That's the energy here. And exports carry a burnt-in FlipaClip watermark unless you're a subscriber. So even if you somehow make something decent with the free tier's constraints, it ships with the ads logo stamped on it. Your creative work branded with their advertising. As Helpless Animator, a young creator on YouTube, put it.
The watermark.
In every video, everywhere, the frickin' watermark. It's always there.
If you're trying to make your videos look professional, don't use FlipaClip. Just don't.
If you agree that an animation app shouldn't be treating its features like DLC, smash that like button. A Battle for Dream Island fandom thread from July 2023 captures the child audience angle precisely. FlipaClip was made for children, and instead of letting us watch ads to temporarily get premium stuff, they gatekeep everything. FlipaClip isn't child-friendly at this point, nor beginner, because if you want to advance, you need at least one thing in premium: an app built for beginners that now punishes you for being one. And if the ads and paywalls are what made you angry, the crashes are what made you quit. Crash on launch, crash when using the color picker, crash when opening layer setting, crash on iOS 26. And Shozzy made the obvious point.
If you're gonna push for us to spend money on your funky app, can you at least make it work properly? And not crash every 10 minutes and make me lose progress on my video? Huh? Can't you do that, FlipaClip Studios?
And when FlipaClip crashes, it takes your work with it. One user on the FlipaClip support forum described losing nearly 1,000 frames and hundreds of hours of work to a single glitch, writing, "I feel like quitting animation for good. There's no proper cloud backup, there's no reliable restore path, and legacy one-time premium purchases are tied to your App Store account. So if you switch from Androids to iPhone, you lose everything you paid for." Because of course you do. Jackswold Inc. left FlipaClip specifically because of the quality collapse.
It looked high quality within the app, but as soon as I exported it, the resolution just tanked. Maybe not noticeable enough to everyone, but noticeable enough to bother me. I don't want to animate for months, or you, just to save the animation only for it to look compressed.
And as if all of this wasn't enough, in November 2024, FlipaClip suffered a data breach. A misconfigured Google Firebase server exposed the names, email addresses, dates of birth, and countries of roughly 895,000 users. Of those, approximately 22% were minors. Visual Blasters did not proactively notify the affected users. Nearly 900,000 people, including almost 200,000 children, had their personal data exposed, and the company said nothing. Users had to find out themselves through security blogs. Now, here's something that tells you everything about the state of FlipaClip in 2026. A channel called How to Flip recently uploaded a video called "Is FlipaClip Mod Worth It?" People are downloading modded, unofficial versions of the app from the internet. Cracked APKs with the paywall stripped out. Now, obviously, piracy is bad and you shouldn't do that, but the reason why they're doing it is because the free version of the app is so crippled by ads and paywalls that a dodgy APK from a stranger on the internet feels like an upgrade. As that video put it.
So obviously people start looking for the mod, and when they find it, everything opens up. No ads, no limits, the app actually feels smooth like how it was supposed to feel from the start.
Seriously though, the whole situation is just sad. The official, legitimate version of FlipaClip is so aggressively monetized that users are risking malware, instability, and zero support because it's still a better experience than what the developers are officially offering. That tells you everything you need to know about where this app has ended up. For the animators who aren't downloading dodgy APKs, the other option is simpler. Leave. And they are. The consensus migration for iPad users seems to be Tuna Squid, a one-time purchase of $9.99. No subscription, no ads, 4K export, unlimited layers. Procreate Dreams is another option at $12.99, also one time. Calipeg is $14.99, and here's the really telling detail. Calipeg actually dropped its own subscription model in December 2024 and switched to a one-time purchase, specifically to attract FlipaClip refugees. They literally looked at FlipaClip's strategy and thought, yeah, let's do the exact opposite. On the cross-platform side, Rough Animator costs $6 per platform one time. For desktop, Critter is completely free and open source. As for Jackswold Inc., he switched to Rough Animator.
It's not free, but it's pretty cheap and it's a one-time purchase. So once you buy it, you have it forever. Unlike whatever this FlipaClip subscription service is. FlipaClip Plus, ugh.
Turbo Animates moved to Toon Squids. Anilo also moved to Toon Squids. And every single one of those competitors is marketing itself with some variation of pay once, create forever. They've read the room. FlipaClip apparently hasn't. Let me know in the comments. Do you still use FlipaClip, or have you moved on to something else? I'm genuinely curious to hear where people have ended up. And I want to come back to something Anilo said, because I think it might be the most important line in this entire video.
Beginners don't know this isn't normal. They think animation is supposed to feel frustrating and limiting and expensive and broken, so they quit. I even almost quit.
Look, a kid downloads FlipaClip because they want to learn animation. They're creative, they're excited. They've seen cool animations on YouTube and TikTok, and they want to make their own. And within 5 minutes of opening the app, they're drowning in ads, locked out of the basic features, limited to 3 layers, and their animation has a watermark stamped on it. If they stick with it long enough to make something they're proud of, there's a decent chance the app crashes and deletes it. And then they think, this is what animation is. This frustration, this limitation, this constant nagging for money. This must just be how it works. So they quit. Anilo nearly quit. And Anilo had the premium features. The real cost here isn't really the $40 a year. Instead, it's the animators we'll never see. If you watched my video on Prodigy Math, then this all feels horribly familiar. Prodigy was a maths game that hooked kids in with a fun, free product, and then slowly squeezed them for money. FlipaClip is the same playbook, just drawn instead of calculated. And what makes FlipaClip's case arguably worse is that this is an indie studio. 3 brothers from Miami. A team of maybe 20 to 50 people, depending on who you ask. They chose this. They looked at an app used overwhelmingly by children and teenagers. An app that had built enormous goodwill through a fair pricing model, and they voluntarily torched that goodwill for recurring revenue. Nobody made them do it. There's no evil company to blame. And the market, it's responded. Toon Squid charges $10 once. Calipeg reversed its own subscription and went back to one-time purchases. Procreate Dreams markets itself with pay once, create forever. Every serious competitor looked at what FlipaClip did and positioned themselves as the antidote. FlipaClip is still installed on millions of phones. It still gets a massive 600,000 downloads a month. But its cultural position as the default starting point for young animators? That's gone. The community has already picked its successors. Look, I'm a Brit who can barely draw a circle, so I don't have a personal stake in which animation app wins. But I do care about creative tools for young people being fair and functional, and not designed to shake them down for pocket money. FlipaClip used to be all of those things. Now the app crashes, the ads never stop, the features you pay for vanish, and 895,000 users' data got leaked. If you're a young animator watching this and FlipaClip is all you've ever known, you should know that it gets better. The tools exist. Seriously, go find them. Your creativity deserves better than this. And FlipaClip, if you're listening and judging by your support responses, you're probably not, your community told you exactly what they wanted. They wanted the $8 app back. They wanted to create without being interrupted. And instead of listening, you gave them a subscription, a data breach, and a joke about phone haircuts. And on the subject of haircuts, what do you think of my old thing? Not bad, right? See you next time. Snipe, snap, out.